What's going on, guys? Just wanted to make a video about today's trades and how I'm creating that higher time frame narrative to understand how to get these very nice intraday trades. So the trade that I took today, 6L. Now my thesis on 6L is pretty simple. Here, okay. So the first thing that we have here on the L's, if you look at the weekly, you can see here that we had a market structure shift on the weekly time frame. We then pulled back down, right? And now we broke back above that level with a shift in structure in the lower time frames, targeting this high. And as soon as we get this break, pull back, now in my head, I know there's a high probability we take out this high. So now more of an intraday perspective, I'm looking to find trades. Now, where I saw this was actually on the daily time frame. I use this daily time frame level. As you can see, we broke above the daily high here, right? Changing structure. Because you can see here that we have, kind of go over this real quick. We have lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower high. You can see we never actually take out this lower high. Here's a lower high, and then all of a sudden, boom, now we produce a higher high, right? So we get that higher high. Do we trade higher highs? No, we wait for the pullback, right? To the higher high that we broke. All right, so now in my mind, I'm looking for reactivity at this level to potentially target this high here, right? So all I've been doing on crude oil is literally just milking these 4-hour and 1-hour trades. You can see here, we broke above this. I waited for the retest. And then I look for the lower time frame shift to take out this high. Same thing here. We break, pull back, looking for the lower time frame shift to retest this high. And then the trade I played today is literally just doing the exact same thing. Why? Because we just had the daily retest and prices are now shifting to take out this high. So I got, what is that? One, two, three really high quality trades in by just looking at one daily trade. And it's what people need to understand, that you want to look at these higher time frames, because if you have a really good daily setup, like could I have went to the daily time frame here and looked at this and played this as one setup? Course, but when you have one daily setup like this, or one setup like this in the daily time frame, which even stronger is going to a 4-hour time frame or a 1-hour time frame, and then looking for these intraday scalps. Well, it's not a scalp, excuse me, but just intraday trade, because a lot of these trades still will take an hour, 2 hours, even more to play out. So it's definitely not a scalp. So that's the level that I used today. So I just, again, here's our 4-hour level right here. So that checks off the first box. We got our 4-hour retest. Now on the hourly, I was looking at it here, and then you can see here we change structure here. Right, so lower high, then we pull back, where's a higher high? Because you can see here, right, lower high, and this is to be expected, right? That's the whole point of a correction, is to have a temporary trend in the opposite direction. Which is just a very tiny correction. And then we get another lower high. And then we get a higher high. So this is my first sign of, hey, price is changing to take out this high. And then obviously we have that weekly level here that we're looking at, weekly or daily level. So I wait for the pullback. And the level that I was using was this hourly time frame here. So then all I did is I went onto the 5-minute time frame. Okay, and you can see here, right, we break, we pull back, right, here's our break, here's our retest, and now you can see here that we have all these lower highs here, right, lower high, right, lower high here. So all I'm looking is just to see that break, because step one, if we're going to take out the high, we have to break these lower highs here. And you can see here, we break above this lower high, and maybe we'll say this one doesn't really look as strong, this one looks weaker than the top one. But I waited for the top one here, and we see we break above, we pulled back down, which is our retest, and then we continued higher here. So I went long, right at this level here, targeting the high, and then stop loss 1R to that. And then that was my trade on the day, and we went right to target. Right. Now, could I have like, could I have sat here and swung it to these highs for 3R or all the way to this high for 4R because that's my narrative? Yeah. But again, I try to keep it really, really simple. Get in the market, get out of the market. The one-to-one risk to reward. Try to maintain above a 60% win rate. So I just keep it really, really simple. Yeah, and that was the trade today. See here. And you can see on the checklist, right? Daily 4-hour 1-hour retest, yes. Lower time frame break retest and continuation, yes. One trade is placed, don't touch it. I didn't touch anything. And one trade per day, PA max daily loss 250, right? I don't want to ever lose more than 250. And 250 is my daily goal. The profit, we hit 237, and then we're done for the day. And it's really that simple. Yeah, it's really that simple. You can see ES had its 4-hour retest here. Or that was NASDAQ. ES had its 4-hour retest. NASDAQ was even cleaner, 4-hour retest. We can see here that gold is having a retest here. Didn't quite come back down to our level. Obviously, crude oil is doing normal stuff. Natural gas is interesting too. RTY is kind of chopping around at the highs. YM kind of chopping around at the highs. But yeah, I mean, again, pretty textbook, pretty simple. And hopefully that kind of explains how I use these higher time frame narratives to find multiple intraday setups throughout the week. And if you guys have any other questions on that, feel free to reach me in the Discord. You know, I literally answer all questions and talk about these setups before they even happen. A lot of times I'll post my setups, you know, before they even happen, so you can see, or I post when it enters, so you can either learn from them, or if you like this method, even try, you know, I recommend just sim trading, and if you want to kind of follow, not because you want to copy me, but just because you want to understand how to get good entries. Yeah, you can see we post tons of trades in here, and yeah, it's just a little nice community here. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, I'll see you guys in the Discord.